day, I got lucky. I made a video about whether or not there could be female Witchers, according to the lore, before The Witcher 4 was announced, to much controversy and damage control that is doing vastly more damage than it is doing control. What do they need damage control about? Well, can Ciri be a Witcher or not? Now, the book readers have informed me, through the comments, that her elder blood would allow her to pass the Trial of Grasses. She can become a Witcher. That is something people are just going to have to accept and stop trying to argue whether or not she can, as that's a losing argument. What people need to focus on is what is CDPR going to do with her and their motivation for making her the main character of the next game. Now, the motivation is very clear. ESG, DEI, modern day audience nonsense. They've already talked about wanting modern audience, new players that have never played their game before. They have a DEI ESG page. You can't get DEI and ESG money without doing DEI and ESG. Thus, it makes their motivation very easy to detect on these issues. As for what they're going to do, they claimed at first that they weren't going to damage or change lore. They had a clever wording for it that I can't remember off the top of my head. Then they talk about how they're going to write new lore, as in Ciri will rewrite lore, determine a new way to be a Witcher, and it boils down to they're not going to rewrite the lore of the older games, they're just going to make new lore that will rewrite the direction of the franchise. That is a more important argument than whether or not Ciri can be a Witcher. If you argue Ciri can't be a Witcher, people who are not invested in the culture war are going to look at you and see, okay, you're clearly wrong on that. You're not being rational. You're not bringing up valid points. Why should I listen to you on this issue? Keep that in mind when you want to talk about this. Now, what if I told you there was a female Witcher before Ciri? A comment from my last video brought Rayla to my attention. Rayla was a female character you could meet in the original Witcher game. She was hunting elves. She's involved in several quests. But the interesting thing comes at the end of the game, and I had completely forgotten her entire existence. I'm not glad I forgot most for anything from The Witcher 1. From the game, I met the mercenary again. Salamander found her close to death and subjected her to mutation. Rayla recuperated and, as a mutant, regained her strength in no time. In return for her second life, she had to swear absolute loyalty to her new masters. She tried to stop me, and I had to kill her, for good this time. Salamandra, the group from The Witcher 1, if you haven't played The Witcher 1, stole the Witcher formula from the School of Wolf. I forget their entire motivation and reasoning. The important part was that they were going to make more Witchers, or more specifically, mutants that are based on the Witcher's physiology. Rayla was one of those subjects. So there's already been female Witchers, just like in the Polish TV show, there's female Witchers. As I said in the last video, it was theoretically possible. We just don't know if anyone even bothered to adjust the formula to produce female Witchers, as the books never addressed it. With Rayla being pointed out, we now know. It has been addressed in a very small side quest character. That's all I have to say about this. Like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.